Spike in. It looks like 15 might be out this game. That'll be pretty interesting. Spike has, I don't think he's lost his set yet. He's played very well. So I'll be excited to see Spike playing today.
Today,
Today, yeah.
today. Uh, to be honest, I'd say you probably get more girls playing volleyball if you're looking for girls, because if you go to the beach, then you're just surrounded by them. Basketball, if you play basketball, you're just stuck from the people watching from the sidelines that can't enter the court. I mean, I guess they can't enter the court in volleyball either, but volleyball, you're generally much closer than basketball. I don't want to be in a relationship.
All right, so it looks like TPR are going to be subbing Awu out for Viper.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting. Surprised they would sub him out, because I feel like he's played the best out of everybody on TPR.
Yeah, he's done pretty good, but I think it's perfectly fine. I think it opens up the champion pool a little bit more, so they won't be pinched as hard that way because it is fairly easy to pinch Awu's champion pool. I think. I think it's easy to get around it because you just have to pick him as AD carry in the first rotation, which they didn't do last game, and I think that was one of the biggest things that they failed at in the draft. But maybe Awu just wasn't really feeling it, and so putting Viper in, we'll have to see how well this works out for him. But this Viper has been a pretty decent AD carry so far. He's only played a couple games though.
Well, we get going. I'm gonna go grab me some more drink real quick. BRB.
We're just giving the teams a little bit of time to scout since there are 2 subs in for TPR. I'm pretty tired. My monster's wearing off. I need another monster. I need more energy.
I'm back.
Welcome back, sir.
What are we waiting for?
They're doing a little bit of scouting because of the subs. All right, both teams look like they're ready. So we should be getting in here pretty soon. Okay, and here we go. Into pick ban game 4. Getting pretty darn close to starting up. Just need to see how this draft phase goes for both teams. Lucian going to be the first take away from Viper. Don't want him on that hyper aggressive pick down there. Darius, I don't expect too much of a change from TPR. I think the Darius and the Garen ban should maybe stick around, but I would definitely ban the Rakan away, and I think you consider banning out a Carcion's pool in the second phase. I think would be pretty good.
I think the Anivia is definitely a good ban to consider.
Yeah.
Should they not pick it in the first phase?
Yeah, Spike getting his champion pool targeted. Both the Swain and the Veigar are gone, and they're trying to get rid of a Carcion's pool too, which is going to leave the Garen up for Spoder should he choose to go for it. But it looks like they might just first pick that Kai'Sa and maybe grab the Garen later because they know that there's no need to grab it now. Sonic likely not going to steal it away.
Yeah, I don't think Sonic plays Garen, if any.
Yeah, I don't believe so, but it does mean Samuel going to get the Tahm Kench, coupled with presumably a Varus coming in, very strong AD carry, can put a lot of hurt down on a Kai'Sa in the laning phase, one of the stronger laning AD carries, and also scales pretty well, not quite as hard as the Kai'Sa, but pretty darn well. We'll see what they couple it with. Going to be the Thresh, one of Nazumi's staple picks. That is a very good one for him. see if it does pretty well. I think him and Andy gonna both the two best Threshes in the league. But even with the Garen up, it looks like Spoder's just gonna go back to this Poppy, just taking his hand off the wheel and saying, "Team, you can carry me." It's gonna be Scion for Sonic again as well.
Seems pretty standard. Kind of surprised that they pull out the Thresh. I know the Zoomies played it in the past, but especially with Braum being open, you think they would have gone for the Braum.
Yeah, maybe the Braum or the Alistar. I mean, it is. And Azumi says it's his best champion. I personally think his Rakan is better. I don't think his Thresh is his best for sure. But still, all these bans being thrown at Spike right now, and TPR may be a little upset that they didn't grab him something earlier. We'll see how deep his pool goes, but 3 picks already taken away. Now some focus towards Bliss. They're going to try and take him off of his comforts. Maybe try and get him back onto something like the Trundle. But there are still other options for him coming through. He has played things like the Warwick in the past. So it just comes down to what Prism decides to pick here. And how well they can get that going for him.
Yeah, which I would assume would probably be. Well, yeah, I guess Elise. I mean, he has played Elise in the past.
He has, and it went okay for him. I'm not a big fan of the pick. I would prefer something a little bit more team focused. If you're gonna go for an early game jungler, I feel like really the best one is Xin Zhao, and I feel like everyone should really learn how to play him because he is just so strong right now. But he is picking the Elise. It is his favorite champion, and we'll just see what he can actually get done with it, if anything. Lux going to be the pickup for Carcion. A bit of a different style. Definitely not the Anivia. Doesn't have nearly as much control, but if he finds a binding onto 1, maybe 2 people, it could end up pretty scary. So it's going to be TPR trying to juke out of that, and Zach picked up for Bliss. I think this is the first time we've seen him play Zach this split.
Yeah, I think he's played it before, like really early on in the split, but I don't recall if it went too well, even though they still, I believe, won the game.
Yeah, I don't. If that happened, I don't remember it because I don't think he's played it at all. I could be wrong, but Samuel hovering the Victor. Probably not going to pick it again. Looks like it's going to be the Zillion for Spike instead. This could be pretty scary. It gives a lot of aggression power over to TPR because they can make those plays. And as long as Zillion gets the ult off, it should be pretty good. I'm not drooling over it. I actually get upset whenever people in these leagues pick it because I don't think any of them are any good at Zach. So I actually dislike it when they grab Zach because it just tilts me.
Yeah.
I sit here the entire game and flame them for their choice of playing Zach because I don't know. So we'll see what Bliss can get done.
The cup is definitely interesting. I mean, it's still very strong, but it's almost. I'm not even sure if to think if it's a team fight or if it's a pick cup on the side of him.
It's a pretty decent team fight comp, I think. They've got good pick potential, and the Zach can really set up a good engage, followed by the Poppy. So I think they'll be just fine. But I are in the spectator delay now. What do you want to do for a bet here? Game time?
Game 5.
We just did a who's gonna win.
Yeah, but that was the whole bet last time. We wanted to see if it went to game 5.
No, it was just who's win. It wasn't do we go to game 5. It was just who wins. You wanted it to be game 5, and I told you that that made no sense as we were only on game 3. We'll do game time.
Game time. If we do game time, I'm thinking 34.5.
I was thinking 37. Let's settle for 35-30.
Okay, yeah, since that seems to be the average length of the games against these teams. I do not remember who played Bard the last time. Pam, do you remember who played the Bard?
No, I don't know.
Nah.
I do not remember.
I do remember that, though.
You could go back and watch all of our VODs.
I do find that funny, though.
It was probably like Rev or an Azumi or something. I think they're the only other two that would dare to play something like a Bard.
I actually think it might have been Rev now that I think about it. I think they lost that game. Because he was the only person that played Bard at the time, and then Rev played it and lost. Now the Bard KDA is ruined. Three zero dating tips. I don't know how we got on the subject of dating. Kind of interesting how that started. What is macking?
It's weird slang for, let's see, macking, flirting, basically. It's slang for flirting.
Who the hell calls it macking?
It's slang.
I've never even, like, even if it's slang, I've never heard anybody call it that.
Right. Well, you know, slang is not common. That's why it's slang. There's some
No.
slang that makes it in a mainstream.
I mean, yeah, there's some slang that's like mainstream, but I don't think I've ever heard anybody actually say that.
Whatever, man.
Ham's making shit up, guys.
I'll send. No, I. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I will post it in the Twitch chat. Dictionary.com/browse/macking. Oh, that's not a pimp. The verb, not the noun. To mac.
Daddy Mac.
I think I'm making this crap up.
Man.
Oops, that's not correct.
Or you can be a nice dog, Andy. Just be Snoop Dogg. Or can't be a nice dog. Snoop Doggy Dog. Digo Double G. I miss Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg was amazing back in the 90s. He's probably like one of my favorite rappers back then. He was so fun to listen to.
Nah, man. It's all about MC Hammer.
Oh, MC Hammer, not Eminem.
Did anybody really listen to Eminem?
I mean, everybody says they don't listen to Eminem, and then you look at how many listens that his songs have on his newest album, and you're like, nobody listens to Eminem. 49 million listens on one song. That sounds interesting. Nobody listens to that person. I feel like Eminem is just like one of those people that like everybody says they don't listen to, but they do listen to, because they don't want to be caught listening to somebody who's like a white rapper and like does all the crazy shit that he does. Because he does a lot of crazy shit in his songs. Wait, what is this?
Oh, unable to load spectator data. Feels bad, man.
Oh, it means it might crash for me.
Let's go ahead and where are they? There we go. Spectate on Zoomy.
There we go. Come on. Oh, that. Okay, I'll have to listen to it later. I forgot you said that's what you went to go see. Oh, there he is. I was like, where's Bliss? It's like, I know I have Bliss added. Hey, at least spectating on people is working. So that's a good thing. Remember when that didn't work? That was really fun. If you make them laugh, it just all goes downhill from there. 'Cause then they expect too much of you, and then it's like the one time you screw up, oh, there goes the relationship. All gone. 3-0 speed dating contest.
Yeah,
Hey, we
dude.
do have enough. We do have enough girls in here. It could happen.
Jesus.
Even though I'm pretty sure half of them are either married or have boyfriends already.
Probably. All right. Well, we are, I think, finally loading in. Unable to load again. Rito, I'm trying
Does
to
that
run
mean
a business here.
it's gonna happen for me?
I don't know.
Oh, oh, no, mine loaded. Ha, suck it. Oh, there's a pause.
$1,600 computer, my ass.
Again. Spike's computer crashed. Hey, there's an explanation this
No,
time.
they told us why.
Woo! Finally. I heard copying a person's body language makes a person interested. So when she starts flipping her hair behind your ear, you do it too.
And if you've got a really short haircut, you just try it anyways.
I mean, it would still make sense. Obviously, you might have that one little hair that's still longer than the others, and maybe it's just tickling the top of your ear, and it's just annoying. You gotta flip it back.
Jesus.
You ever have those?
Yeah.
Those top of the ear hairs that just never get trimmed right, and then it's like there's always just that one that's just dangling on the top of your ear.
Yeah. Hair is annoying. We should outlaw hair.
Outlaw hair. I wouldn't want to be bald.
Hair, weather.
Why weather?
Wouldn't it be nice if you never had to worry about being hot or cold or windy? It was just, you just kind of existed in a plane. There's no
But then there wouldn't.
perception of temperature or weather.
But then there wouldn't be hurricane.
That's a good thing. We'd find another way to pollinate all the plants.
Oh, okay. There wouldn't be natural disasters like the cool things, like tornadoes or volcanoes.
Yeah, what would we have to base Sharknado off of?
Yeah, Sharknado wouldn't exist. It'd be Carnado.
Oh no, it would be no NATO because
Oh yeah,
tornadoes wouldn't
that's true.
exist. It'd be a lot of sharks just sitting on the road, just flopping there. It would look intimidating at first, and you'd realize they can't do anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to load into this until Spike actually manages to reconnect because he's just at 0. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually load in.
Well, I connected. Try spectating off me. Although I would probably
Well, it's
not look.
I mean, I'm spectating off the Zoomy. It shouldn't matter who I'm spectating off. It's because he hasn't actually connected or is at 0%. It won't let me connect. So it waits for everybody. Even though they're in game, we're able to pause. It's still spectate is dumb. You sound like you're about 13, Nendy. What's the score? 2-1 for TPR. I hope Spike connects soon because I really, 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 really love looking at this loading screen. But I also just want to get this over with because I'm tired and we still have a potential 2 more games to play.
Yeah, it'll be a long night. And I still have to make food too, because I don't have any food. So I'm gonna make like mac and cheese or something.
Yeah. Well, it finally brought me in. That's good. Wouldn't be surprised if it told me that I could download spectate data though.
Well, it paused right away anyway, so we're still waiting.
Yeah. It hasn't actually loaded anybody in for me. It's just showing me the map.
I don't remember if Ham said, but it is 2-1 TPR.
I did.
Okay. Currently, game 4.
Should I care that he has something he wants to tell me?
Oh,
Champ says Sonic has something he wants to tell me.
what if it's a secret that only you can know? Like maybe he has a crush on you. Since we're talking about love and supposedly starting a 3-0 dating service. Dude, the memes that get started here sometimes, it's like, why? Like the one that you started that finally, I guess, decided to stop, or you guys are just yazooing like everybody who was saying something.
Oh, it'll continue.
Character ban. Now I'm curious. I want to know. Send it to me. I won't tell.
Yeah, unable to download spectator data.
Yeah, Ham, I guess the monster didn't work out for you. According to the Canadian. Drink another. Says Canadian.
Yeah, I'd have to go buy another. I don't know. This pause kind of just killed it for me. In fact, I can't even get into spectate. It's really pissing me off.
McGregor did walk it down mid. That fight was very depressing. I figured, you know what? Being that he's close to retirement, let's go actually see him play. Oh, wait, he got slammed by Khabib. And it was like a face roll by Khabib, too. Like, it wasn't even fun to watch. He literally just had him pinned the entire time. See, if Hamgo grabs another monster, though, that's incurring that you're going to leave me alone to cast. And while I might be good at, like, explaining stuff, I'm by no means a play-by-play.
Play-by-play's hard.
So I'm not very good at play-by-play.
I don't think I've heard a single amateur play-by-play that I thought I was actually good at it. Like all the other like leads when I listened to them, I'm just like, oh, these guys just.
Oh, dude, like all
cannot
the
talk.
other leagues. Yeah, all the other leagues are just like.
They either just have no energy or they're so excited and they just say the same words over and over. It's like,
Yeah,
and he's going in, and he's getting a kill, he's gonna die, he's gonna do this. It's just like, I get it, I get it, I get it.
They're either overexcited or, like you said, they sound brain dead. Or sometimes, like even if it is good, it's also crap that makes no sense. It's like, what are you talking about? Like they'll go on to like talk about like stuff that like LeBron's insane. It's like, It's like he should have Thornmail versus 4 magic damage dealers because they all auto attack. It's like, why would that ever make sense? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, in most other leagues, their color casters just they have nothing to say ever. They're just like, yeah, it was a pretty good play. It did pretty well.
yeah.
I don't know. I think amateur casting in general needs a big step up. I'm hoping to put some work
I
in.
mean, I mean, to be fair, when it comes to amateur casting, it is like expecting people of lower rank to cast, which
Yeah.
generally doesn't always vote well, unless you're like somebody like yourself and myself who have been playing the game for years, so we at least have most of the general game knowledge that we should have. And I've also watched Pro Scene for most of my entire season of playing seasons.
Yeah.
I just know I'm mechanically never good enough to get any higher than gold, so I'm only a gold player.
That's fair. Yeah, I got a lot to improve on in terms of casting.
I always felt
I
like I
repeat a
know
lot
I
of
could
stuff
have.
too, but
I always felt like I know I could improve, but it's like I don't know.
hey, thanks for the 100 bits, champ. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, more than a bit, yay!
Yatta! Well, what do you know? Spike reconnects at the same time.
With 3 minutes left.
Hopefully
Man,
they're
that
able
would
to
have
get
been
in.
really depressing if he didn't connect, because that would have actually meant a 4v5, and then on top of that, that would have also meant like we're going to game 5. Oh,
Right, just a forfeit for game 4. Just like, well, that's great.
I don't want to even think about game 5, especially if this turns out to be like another 40-minute game.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Hard to say. Hey, another 100 bits there from champ. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, we're gonna have to request another 100 bits because you didn't put an icon for that one. You just did the default bit icon.
Yeah. I don't know. This guy gave out like 6 subs yesterday. I think I'm fine with how much money he's given me.
But his one icon didn't look cool.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god! It was an accident. Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't know.
My bad. How do you accidentally? Oh, you know what it was? Maybe they. Well, no, because you have to type unpause, or can you type pause and it'll unpause?
No, you could just say slash pause.
Yeah. So he probably did that.
Yeah, I assume he didn't see that it was counting down, so he slashed, like, typed in pause right as it ended. It was just like, whoops. Yeah. But, hey, another 100 bits. Nice. We'll take it. But, both teams doing just a standard 5-point. Don't expect to see anything too crazy coming through with this. Prism against the Zach should actually be fairly well prepared to do something, especially because of just how well TPR has actually been punishing Bliss's really aggro invades. Because Bliss has been invading a lot of champions that really shouldn't be doing it that early and that aggressively. So, and they've been tracking him too. And one thing about Zach is all you really have to do is just find your way on top of him in the jungle and really just start punishing him, right? And Elise should be able to do that. Just not sure if Prism's actually going to do that or not, because he definitely can.
Yeah, actually interesting that Viper didn't immediately back after that to just walk back to lane, because now having that health loss, they might actually just look to engage on him once they hit level 2. Another 100 bits. Oh, another 100.
Hey, what do you know? It's another 100 bits. At this point, I'm just going to say that sarcastically.
Like we'll just intentionally lower our intelligence down.
Whoa.
Woo. It's like it'd be like almost like what was that one day when it was like we're both tired, let's just talk like we're moaning.
Yeah. Looks like Ant might be about to hit level 2 early. Actually, Nazumi didn't manage to find the level. Not sure why he didn't get it. Must have missed XP on one of the CSs there. Did manage to get it, but they still have a level advantage, so we'll see if they go aggro on it. Meanwhile, Sonic, he was winning this matchup last game. He's winning it again this game. Just not quite as hard farm-wise as he was earlier.
That's kind of annoying.
So really nice hook threaded by Nazumi. Not going to be able to get too much done off of it.
Zillion passive on everybody.
Yeah, those were the good old days. That was so broken.
Be back like with the global gold passives, like TF passive.
Oh my god, what TF would just give everybody free gold?
Yeah, and then Janna, like the global move speed for everybody.
Those global, like, just out of nowhere passes were so dumb. I'm glad they got rid of those. Bliss again invading. Prism did manage to catch him on those Raptors. They had the ward as well to spot him out when he went in, and now Nazumi trying to take that hook in, but he's actually just going to take a lot of damage. Samuel might flash in to try and get this Devour off. He's going to get the stun first, and there comes through the heal as well coming in from Gummy Bowls. Are they able to finish this off? The Ignites on. Viper getting taken down pretty low as now a nice flash away from the hook, but I think Gummy's going to be able to finish this off. He gets the flash forward, the last auto attack. He finds the kill, and now Samuel, he's on retreat as he's burning down the thick skin. Not going to be enough to save him. The flash out, but he falls down as well. And a double kill for Gummy Bowls is going to start game 4 off in style.
And that is not going to bode well for TPR. Kaisa Thrush being definitely one of the lanes, I believe personally, that can definitely beat out the Tom. So they're going to definitely need some help if they want to come back into this lane.
Yeah, and losing this lane this early on is really, really scary, right? Because Kai'Sa scales very well. You traditionally think that, you know, Varus might be able to beat her in lane with his poke, but they get the early engage off. They find a double kill for the Kai'Sa. She's going to have such an advantage being 10 CS up, 2 kills, one of them being first blood. That is just massive. Hey, Slash Andy, my man. Thanks for the 100 bits. I really appreciate you, bro.
Hey, Canadian, did you forget where your keyboard was?
He must have.
This is your Bomira.
I'm going to be really excited whenever anybody donates except for Champ, and then I'm just going to lose all excitement just like, hey, thanks for the bitch, bud.
Yeah. You get that one bit, and you're just like, yeah, another one bit.
I can't believe it. Another bit. Spike is in a little bit of trouble.
Wow,
he's going to be in a pretty rough spot. He does have Flash. Not going to use it quite yet. He's actually just kind of running circles right now around Amp. A TP coming in from Sonic. Going to be canceled just to put a little bit of pressure on. Anybody know? Champ with another 101 bits. That's great, man. But, this roam from the Zumi did actually give Viper a decent amount of pressure down here. They shoved it away. If he's almost caught back up in CS, still down quite a bit as there is the pickaxe and the Amp Tome. But at least catching up in CS, it's not going to be the worst thing anymore. Oh my god, Andy really with the 3 bits coming in strong for us, man. Really appreciate you, bud.
Really interesting roam by Nazumi. I didn't even expect him to be up that far. I'm surprised he was even there. And that must have just been... You know, he walked up to try to gank Spike, and then Spike just went that way initially, and then thought he could get out, and then just didn't flash over the wall.
Yeah.
And then it was in a really awkward spot. Still got out, but...
Spoder's finally kind of figuring out how to play this matchup. It looks actually getting a pretty good health advantage for himself. Sonic, they're both hitting level 6 now, but Spoder actually taking really good trades, has the health advantage. You guys are just coming in really strong with the bits today. Another 202 from Slash Andy. Thank you, boys. It actually does mean a lot. That helps a lot, too, because I spend a lot more on the skin giveaways than I thought I was going to.
Spend more.
More.
Hold the monies.
Yeah, but this is definitely going into Amp's favor exactly how they need it to. They've got a pretty decent comp as well, and Prism on this Elise has gotten absolutely nothing done. And she really needs to as well, right? Like, Elise needs to be aggressive. She needs to find those ganks, find those invades, and she just hasn't been able to, or straight up hasn't even tried, quite frankly.
Yeah, and even the last couple times she has tried, it seems like actually this time a Carcione has actually been the quicker one in the rotations versus Spike. So Carcione definitely putting pressure on Elise, trying to do what she normally does.
Yeah, and
With 15 not being in, like nobody else, it doesn't seem like Spike knows like how to stop these invades. But I mean, also on top of that, I guess he is a Zillion, so just can't do much.
right, Zillion really not a power pick for a little while as we see Zach going in for the engage. Gets a really nice stretching strikes off and the hook to boot with the thick skin. Samuel might be able to walk on out of here. Bliss getting taken pretty low. That tower shot going to burn him down while the ignite onto Samuel P. It's not going to find the kill quite yet. There he does go finally though as another kill goes into Amp's pockets. They're already almost up 2,000 gold right now. We're only 8 minutes in.
Definitely seems
Zach with
like
another engage. Not going to land the let's bounce. Could have used his stretching strikes, but didn't even try. Probably didn't want to get popped before he could finish it off. So just going to threaten there. And that is why I don't like gold Zach players. No.
you don't understand mechanics.
Why don't you play this champion every single game? Jeez, they are just still going on these bits. I don't mind. It's reminding me of I Feed His Cat from last season.
Who?
You don't remember I Feed His Cat? Jags mid laner?
Cat,
Yeah.
Cat,
Yeah, him and him and
he
Lilac
done
were having a bit war at one point, I think.
Didn't he done it like 4,000 bits at one point?
It wasn't 4,000, but
I know
maybe
it was
around, yeah. In total it was like about $40 worth of bits. Yeah, him and Lilac just had a bit war one day. Oh, and DG and I were completely fine to egg it on. We're just like, well, he's ahead of you now. You can't let that be. But a hook lands on to Viper. He's going to get a quick devour, and the box was used. So it's actually pretty good there for TPR in that bot side. Another 300 from Andy. Thanks, man. I'm trying to recognize them all, but there's so much going on. I might have to just stop thanking you guys for these just a little bit. But
300 bits by Andy Pog.
yeah.
As Andy has now pulled ahead. Oh no, he's still a whole 3 bits behind.
Yeah, he's 3 bits behind. You're going to have to donate a little bit more there, Andy, if you want to take over here. As Samuel walks up, I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. A nice dodge away from that death sentence, though. Forced to burn his flash. I don't know if he DC'd there. Oh, Andy, you're never going to catch up. That's another 300 bits from Champ. Jesus. Poor Andy. Yep, there's no winning that. Sonic, though, gonna be burning his ult just to get to lane. It's a very powerful tool. When you don't have TP, you can use that to get to lane. It kind of sucks that you won't have it for a fight, but it's still gonna be kind of nice as Bliss going in for a gank. Stretching strike's not gonna mean a whole lot, just a little bit of pressure there. As he's actually farming as well as the Elise. It's a little surprising that Zach is keeping up with farm on the Elise, and again, Prism has not left his jungle once, and he's playing Elise. This champion is supposed to be really aggressive on the enemy team, you know, going for ganks, going for invades, but it's just not happening. And hey, what do you know? Andy is now in the lead at 917 bits today.
And Andy's in the lead by
Yep.
4.
Yep, he took the lead again.
I'm gonna have to pace myself.
Champ has a hard time catching up to these youngins.
I will say though, kind of running out of gas myself.
Yeah, I might have to order some like Uber Eats and just have them bring me a pack of monsters. Do you think they'll do that? Make a Walmart run for me?
Yeah, I believe they do now, actually.
That's so weird. I would never do that.
It's either they do that, or I know there's a new thing called what is it, Shifter or something like that, where like they actually send people to go grocery shopping for you.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's like a new thing, and I haven't done it yet. And honestly, I feel it seems weird because like there's no way they can just like check for everything.
Why, like you literally just asked them to stop giving me money. Why would you ask them to stop donating money?
It is called shit, as per Andy.
But yeah, this game, the slowest paced game so far of this set. 12 minutes in, only 3 kills. It is a 2k gold lead for Amp, which is definitely really nice, but neither team really making too many plays. Bot side, a couple have come out, but not really too much actually happening, so we'll see how this ends up going to Carcion with a nice amount of poke on to Spike. It's not going to mean too much in the long run. It's now Nezumi, not going to land that death sentence. Zax has found his way into this bush, looking for the dive. Not going to land the knockup onto
Seems
either
like a
one, but the
second
stretching
guess,
strikes
though.
into the ult. Going to be bringing Tom Kench back, as now he's going to get hit by the knockup. Sion, he's in. He's going to see what he can do. The cell division already from the Zac. He's underneath tower. He's falling down here. He's going to start getting focused by TPR, and they are going to find that kill. And in the mid lane, Spike with a solo kill onto a Carcion off screen. Not a solo kill, actually. There was an Elise there, but that is a pretty nice comeback for TPR. Still 1,000 gold down. Top lane is in Despoder's favor as he's all up there by himself, but that is definitely the kind of play that TPR needs to be finding in this game.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to try to fight their way back. They took too much of a disadvantage by letting the couple kills come through onto the Kai'Sa. Var speeding behind, and definitely, I think, personally, being a little bit slower of a scaler compared to Kai'Sa's. Tom is actually coming in behind
Tom
them.
Kench is going to ult behind them with Prism. What can they find? Nezumi, he doesn't have the flash. The Cocoon lands. They're going to give it over to the Elise. He finally gets himself a kill in this game. And they are going to be in a pretty decent spot. I'm a little confused as to why Sion straight up rushed an adaptive helm against a Poppy. I get that Poppy's not your main threat there, but you still want a little bit of armor to really help you out there. And it is going to be nice because it does look like Kai'Sa as well is going for the full AP build, so the adaptive helm in the long run is nice. But at least, like, I don't know, a Bomby Cinder would have been pretty good to see out of him. Still, he's in a good spot. They're going to be resetting here after that play and almost back to even in terms of gold.
Yeah, only down about 400 gold. Just under 400.
Yeah, Spike is going to get engaged on by Bliss with that movement speed from that. I don't even know Zillion's moves. Let's go ahead and...
I think it's his W.
Time Bomb, Rewind, and Time Warp, Wrap, Warp.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I believe it's his E.
Yep, yeah, it is.
I hate ganking Zillion. Good Zillion players are so annoying. Because they literally, they just do that.
Spike is trying to run away. The play lands. Nice flash out of the death sentence, though. He's going to be getting out. Only forced to burn a summoner spell.
You literally walked around to dodge 4 abilities until you had to finally flash out of the Thresh Hook. That's so ridiculous. I'll just wait until he starts using it on champions. That's even more fun. Slows you for 90% of your move speed. This Viper is really far up.
Yeah, he's way too far up. He's going to get hit by that death sentence. No escape for him as he's tried to make it over to Samuel. Now he's running away as well, but I think he's just going to get ran down. A nice play from Nezumi. Means this is probably going to be a dead frog. The thick skin should keep him alive just a little bit longer when he flashes over this wall. I expect to see a killer instinct, but he doesn't even get to. So he goes down. It's going to be a more advantage over to Amp, possibly even a bot lane tower for them.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why Viper was that far up. You saw that Samuel was nowhere near him as he went to go ward in River, and then Thresh was just in his face.
Yeah,
he's got to really start respecting those Thresh hooks. Nezumi is really good on Thresh.
He is. The weird part for me was that he had flash. He could have flashed towards the Tom Kench to get out, and then Tom Kench could have either flashed him out as well or kept running, but...
I think once the hook landed, he just thought he was dead, and then didn't even bother to try to flash. But yeah, that is weird.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Whatever the reasoning is, he died. They lost first tower. That is going to be a Rage Blade Kai'Sa. Varus does have his Blade of the Rune King, so he's in a pretty fine spot as Spoder. Going to be going pretty aggressive onto Sonic here. Lots of damage taken. And this is because, again, Sonic went for the magic resist. I mean, Spoder can definitely chunk him out and do a good amount here in this 1v1. Possibly even looking for a solo kill soon, or maybe a roam up for his team. We'll have to see what ends up happening there, but full control for the Poppy.
You know what it is? I know what this bit war is.
What's this bit war?
It's to see the dancing shark.
They just really... The Dancing Shark is only on subscriptions and follows, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it just shows a moving bit, sadly.
Oh, well, that's not
They're
fun.
both at 1,000 bits right now, though. That's pretty solid. Spoder's in a little bit of trouble. Does have
Oh
flash, but
no!
Samuel's coming in. This is going to be a
Oh,
five-man
stop it!
gank. He's not able to get onto the lantern. No control
Yeah.
words needed, but still, that is going to be really good. That'll help TPR try and get an advantage up here as Zach is quite far away.
Yeah.
A hook lands on to the Scion, though. The Death Reform going to help him just a little bit against these AP carries.
And hopefully I would hope they actually decided to go for the rift here, but again, the
Yeah,
Viper is
Nazumi with a flash in, gonna get hit by the
overextending.
cocoon. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage coming down. He falls quite immediately. Now Zach trying to find his way on to the rest of TPR. Let's Bounce gonna be bringing the Scion over the wall. He can try and get stuff done here, but a Killer Instinct in from Gummies. Ultimate from the Zillion used to keep him alive. He's gonna be trying to run in, but a Devour over the wall, actually keeping him alive. Now a TP in from Poppy. He has respawned, gonna be a little bit slowed up by the hail of arrows. There's a nice elastic slingshot, gonna miss. Same with the stretching strikes. They're on the retreat, and now Poppy's finding her way, and Gummy's a little bit on the front line, trying to run away, force a flash out of here. And now Lux with the ult, burning everybody down. They're so low, they can't do anything else here. They're gonna have to start backing out.
And the damage from Varus is actually ridiculous. He's only got a Blade of the Ruin King and Kaisa to only a Gwinsu's and almost a Nashor's, and still somehow getting almost half HP'd by one auto from Varus. I was a little sad to see, especially having the lead that he has.
Yeah, it should
But
be a Herald
was-
going over to Amp after that. They do have the health
Yeah.
advantage in the end, but coming around are TPRs trying to get the
Someone's
flank
here.
off. They might be able to find it, but a nice death send. It lands onto Elise. She's going to flash out now, trying to get back in with the cocoon. It is going to be secured up by Bliss. They have the Rift Herald. Rampage for the Kai'Sa. Now Sonic trying to get out of here. A nice repel, but she's going to fall down as well. That's going to be a double kill for the Kai'Sa. And as a jump in from Bliss, he's going to do more as Lux finds a good amount of damage off the ultimate from Zillion. Just going to be stalling off time. How much work can they get done? Samuel's here. The flash out from Viper. They're still trying to run out of heroes now. There goes the Poppy. Finally, the Devourer comes out, and Bliss on the front line getting killed. He's going to go into Soul Division. Now they're trying to get more done. A nice double bomb to zone off. The death sentence barely misses. Now Nazumi with a nice play. Gonna find the Varus. They get the kill, and Zach, he's gonna go back in. He's getting a lot of damage off. His Gummy Bolt is just popping off in this fight. The Thixian, oh my god, the pass through from the binding, it
Oh my
lands,
gosh.
but he's able to flash out. And now a TP back in. This fight just never ends. Scion doesn't have his ult, so not able to re-engage,
No.
and I think we can finally catch our breaths.
Yeah, and again, really interesting play as TPR decided to not go for that Rift Shield, and Viper again overextending with Thresh in his face. He's just not respecting that Thresh at all. It's like he doesn't even care that Nizumi is around. I would really hope that he would just back off whenever his team's not there, and especially since they were kind of hovering in the blue side jungle, you would think that they would go for the Herald, especially just being the better play overall, but now Amp winning the team fight, while TPR did trade over a couple kills, it still goes in Amp's favor, and then they also, on top of that, got the Rift Herald, so now they definitely have a lead over TPR, and we'll have to see which lane they decide to go use it in, as top and mid still being up.
Yep. Pretty much what he said. A little bit curious to see what Scion is going for with his build. He does have a Sapphire Crystal as well as a Chain Vest. I don't believe that builds into anything. I could
do
be
not
wrong,
believe
but they're
it does.
looking mid. Zach's going to try and find his way in. Maybe able to get the lens bounce off, but no, the Zillion is just too fast. There are 5 people here. Nice Tom Kench ultimate to get them in, but Zillion going to get hit by that ult. He's still alive, though, as his Lux ult as well. Not going to find any kills. Here comes Scion off on the side with the ult. Who's he
Yeah,
going to
really,
find?
where
Is he
he's
going to find
coming
anybody?
from.
He gets a full charge onto Carcion. The cleanse might be enough to get him out of here as he's still able to walk out. They don't finish the kill with that Soul Furnace. Now Samuel on the back line, getting pretty low as Bliss. He's going to fall down as well to the bomb, but a Killer Instinct in from Gummy Bulls, the Devour. Going to save him up as the Destiny Smash lands onto the Kai'Sa. The hook from downtown into the Zillion ult means it's not going to quite find a kill now. Sonic forced to flash out. The health bars are so low. Nobody's
Fights
able to
are
find
lasting for
anything.
so long.
This-
Yeah, it was a crazy Scion ult. It was like neither team knew where the Scion ult was coming from until he finally came and hit the Lux, and Lux somehow still got out as no.
Goodbye, Viper.
Again, the Viper getting caught by Nazumi. While it wasn't even warded, he did still have the ward to see him walk in there. It was really unfortunate on his side.
Yeah, caught looking at the shop. He's going to fall down. That gives a lot of pressure over to Amp as they get their second tower of the game. Mid lane is going to go down. Thanks for all the extra bits you've been throwing, champ. Really appreciate it. You've thrown so many I can't even try and be lethargic about it anymore. I still am a little bit, but definitely appreciate all the bits. And yeah, I mean, part of this is the power of Zilean, right? Zilean, he got an extra life on someone who makes a mistake, so that fight's going to go all the distance. Bliss on the Zac, he gets his, you know, Soul Division passive, so he's going to stay alive. Tom Kench gets to eat people, so they're going to stay alive. The only thing that could make this, like, a longer team fight is if we had a Kindred out of Prism instead of the Elise. And that would be quite a scary combo, Tom Kench, Kindred, and Zilean. It's just nobody's ever going to die there. But it is going to be another Mountain Drake going over towards Amp, I do believe. And they do get that for themselves. It's going to help them when they find their way onto the tower as Nezumi. Not going to land that hook. I'm just really waiting to get to the point where these Zilean bombs start one-shotting people. It's a really nice two-man. Let's bounce. Nice. Going to be starting off the fight. Sam was getting really low. Not even going to be able to burn his thick skin. So he goes down immediately, and this is going to, again, give Amp pressure. Don't know if they'll be able to get anything as Bliss going aggro. Much as he should. This is a much better game for Gummy Bulls than he had on the first two games of the set.
Yeah, I think that lead that they gave him, like, somehow still being down in farm. Like, it's honestly mind-boggling to me that every time I see Gummy, I feel like he plays well on the champions, but he just never has any farm.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, it's like he just doesn't care about farm. Is there about the again?
Yeah, Sonic is in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be able to ult on out, but Kaiser with the killer instincts in. Oh my god, she just got knocked up. She killed herself, walked in, and he still had the ult from Zilean if she managed to find the damage, but he didn't. Now Elise getting burnt down so low. So killer instincts will send you like past your target. So he just went past him and got immediately knocked up. It's a dash. It can get interrupted. So, I don't know. He went way too aggro. That was definitely just too much from Gummy. It's going to be a lot of shutdown gold, too. That was his first death. He has 6 kills.
Who got that kill?
I believe it was Varus, but I could be wrong. The nice thing here, champ, is you do get a lot of points every time you donate.
It actually says I think the camp killed her. I don't know what that icon is. It actually doesn't say who killed her.
Greetings. I would like to purchase items.
It says Varus.
Oh, it says Varus?
Yep.
Where?
If you have the time controls up
right
and you
there.
hover over
Okay,
it, yeah,
okay.
it tells you.
I was looking at, like, I don't know why I had, like, missed it. I forgot they split it into 2 categories.
Yeah.
For red and blue.
Yeah, you get points for bits, but it's only in increments of 100 bits at a time. So if you do like 10 bits 10 times, you don't get the points. So you have to do 100 bits or more at a time. So every 100 bits gets you 800 points. So if you want to cheat the system and get a lot of points, you can just donate a lot of money. I could probably look to up the incentive for that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I would think so, especially since you're donating your own money.
Yeah. But Zac is bottom side. TPR could actually look for a fight. There is going to be a bit of a pick off onto the Elise, but the Devourer is a little bit strong as Nezumi finds the flay onto Samuel. They could still try and fight this, but I don't think that they know that Zac isn't here.
Yeah, Bliss just doing Bliss things.
Yep. Bliss is still down there, and TPR have no idea. They don't have vision down there. Also, Lux in the mid side means with all 5 up here, they could actually look for an engage. They do find their way onto Spoderwan. He's not going to be able to get out of there. They get the kill. They do find the tower amp, but giving over that kill does give a little bit of power back to TPR, especially with this bot wave pushing in. They can start threatening things.
It was a really awkward moment there. It's like both people like couldn't decide who better to take the lantern to get out. But neither one wanted to leave each other to just die. So nobody ended up taking the lantern.
Samuel's going to get found again. I don't know what it is with Samuel this set and just standing still, but this is the 2nd time this game. 3rd time this set. I don't know if he's having lag issues or what, but he dies again for it. I'm just gonna like zoom in on this Tom Kench body since I don't think anything happened. Imagine having this like on your floor like a carpet instead of like a tiger or something. Just this Tom Kench with his like tongue sticking out. And back to your game. Yep, and that is gonna again give amp control.
Yeah.
And it's much slower paced game. I think that favors amp. TPR kind of thrives in the chaos, whereas amp, they do well early, but they definitely play more of a macro game than most of the teams do. The only other team that really has a macro up to theirs would have been Rockport, but Rockport also didn't really have that ability to excel in the early game, which is mostly why Battlecast was able to take them down yesterday. But Amp, with the ability to do decently in the early game, but also play that macro game, stalling out TPR, and it's going to be really hard because TPR in the mid game has traditionally looked like they don't know what they need to get done. So 3k down, gonna be a pretty hard time. Kaisa's already on her third item, has that Banshee Zero. I mean, picking her out is that much harder. It's almost impossible to land a double stun. Hey, Champ with the sub gift. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. But they do find a pick off onto Thresh, potentially. He's forced to flash out. No, Bliss finds his way in. A really nice stretching strikes into a 3-man. No, it's only a 2-man. Let's bounce. Elisa's flashed her way out of here, but Poppy's in onto the backside, doing what he can, but a devour from Samuel. Now he needs to spit her out as the electric slingshot only going to go onto the Scion. Didn't even do a whole lot there as he gets his ult off, but able to just back out of here. Nazumi's so low. Needs to be careful.
Yeah, this team definitely just does not feel like the same team. These two subs like are really starting to feel like obviously the difference between 15 and AWU. Like their two best players not being in, like the way they're playing these team fights, it just seems like everybody's just kind of doing their own thing and like nobody's really team fighting together. And you constantly see like fight here, fight there, and then it's like also a bunch of what's the word I'm looking for? I guess indecision. They can't decide like whether or not they want to go in or go in.
Yeah.
At least from what I've been seeing, and it's really costing them a lot in these fights. And I think also hurting Prism too, because it's like Prism and Sonic feel like they can do these things, but then it's like at the same time, then just never have the backup to do it.
You might not have any points yet, Jen. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working for you. My Genesis is trying to do, he's trying to gamble, but it's not responding to him at all. No, he's got points. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not working. But here comes another engage. Zach finds his way in a 2-man. Let's bounce. Going to bring them into the backside of the fight. Carcion with the ult on the back line. They burn so low. Varus is about to die. And there is still an ult from the Zillion if he needs it, but because they all have to back out, means they're not able to get anything. A nice 4-man stun, though, from the Zillion. Might be enough to disengage this fight as Sonic Abs equalizes the kills, gets a shutdown onto Kai'Sa. Now Spike's still over the wall trying to find something, but it's just going to be 1 for 2 in Amp's favor. But no Baron to be coming through quite yet.
You know, it's just interesting again that they decide to not go for the Baron. I get Lux is low. Well, I guess they don't have Kai'Sa, so Kai'Sa being down probably is why they decided to not go for it.
I don't know why it's not working, Jen. The system just doesn't like you. I have no control over that.
Has he tried refreshing the page yet?
Maybe. I don't know.
If you've not tried refreshing the page yet, you could try that. See if that does anything. That'd be the next guess as to why it might not work.
Turned it off and back on again? Or taking the disc out and inserted it again?
Yeah. The first thing you do on anything that breaks. Well, it's annoying to
Yeah.
do. I understand it sucks. It generally fixes everything.
Yeah, it usually does help out quite a bit, but this game still pretty close. I think having the triple mountain is going to be very scary for TPR to have to deal with. Kai'Sa already one of the best characters at taking Baron, and having triple mountain means they are just going to absolutely destroy that neutral objective. TPR cannot leave this thing alone for very long at all. They have to keep up the vision game. They have to start getting wards around here in spots where maybe Amp doesn't recognize, so that they can see when this has started.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when they do decide to go for the Baron, because if they do decide to go for the Baron, like you were saying, it is going to go down very fast.
Yep.
Especially with the Kai'Sa. Like, the Kai'Sa alone already shreds Baron enough, but with Triple Mountain, it just means that much faster.
Yeah, and Amp are doing a great job of threatening this. Samuel is going to flash out of the Let's Bounce, and he's not going to go down yet. There's no guarantee for Amp that they can just start this. And at this point, they are just going to turn onto it, see what they can get done. There's no vision for TPR. They need to get over into this area. Spike is trying to find his way around, but that is just how fast it goes down. It is dead already. That took about 10 seconds or less, and Baron for Amp.
Yeah, and Prism was just, for some reason, nowhere near in range to get around that. He was, like, in his blue side jungle walking to the Baron as Viper again.
Viper trying to find a pick off here. They do manage to get it in the end, but he's getting really low. Nezumi almost find the kill, but the ultimate from the Zillion might be enough to keep him alive. Zach is here trying to get the elastic slingshot in. Not going to find a target. They get a pick off. It's one Baron less for Amp, but Viper had to burn a lot for it. He's very low. This game just keeps going and going. And Elder's going to be up in 40 seconds. That's going to be even scarier. Triple Mountain with Elder, with Baron. That is going to be a lot of damage against towers. That is 4.5 Mountain Drakes, essentially, on top of the true damage burn and the Baron. TPR cannot just give this up for free, because that should be what explodes the game open if Amp managed to find that buff.
Yeah, and TPR could definitely look for another steal from Prism if he should try to go for one. I just hope that the next couple times that he does decide to try to go for a steal, that he tries to just do a repel in instead of trying to walk in. The last couple times he's looked for a steal, he's not, like, repelling. He's, like, just waiting to try to get a stun off or something, just walk in and steal it. If you repel, they can't stop you, and then you repel back down and then into the pit for free and get the steal. It doesn't seem like he's tried that the last couple times he actually has been in range.
Yeah, Amp getting mid-priority here. Now they're going to start moving it towards this Elder. TPR should recognize this. Again, if Baron went down, just imagine how fast this Elder is going to go, but they just baited it out. They're going to find a kill onto Samuel already. There's no ultimate from the Zillion to keep him alive, as now Let's Bounce is going to bring some of the tanks into the back line. A Stone Plate going to be used for Sonic. He's staying quite healthy. Zach looking for the re-engage. Here comes the Chain of Corruption from Viper Fang, but he's on the front line. Needs to start playing a little bit more carefully as Sonic getting dangerously low. There goes the the Elise. Now Varus still doing an amount of damage, but Spoder, he's going to be falling down as Zazui finds another hook. It's going to be a 3-for-1 right now. Killer Instinct's in from Gummy Bowls in the flash as well. There's finally the Zillion ult, but he goes down. And I think with Viper falling down, the Baron, and so many people dead, everybody dead, the death timers are really long, and Amp might be able to find an inhib, might be able to try and end, not sure.
They should actually be able to end with Kai'Sa alive. They do have a big enough wave. The only person up is Tom. I'm pretty sure with these triple mountains, they're going to be destroying these turrets. This should be the end.
Yep, they are just melting through it, but the death timer is actually almost there. Prism going to be up, Sonic going to be up. I think Amp just going to get the inhib, walk towards that Elder, and try and get the next big objective to try and steamroll this game. I think one of the biggest things here is just the Kai'Sa pick going over. I mean, TPR played it 2 games in a row. They had some hell of a games on it from Awu. And then they just put the priority of the pick to the wayside, right? Gummy finds it this game, first picks it. It's a very strong AD carry, arguably still the best AD carry in the game, and it should be prioritized by all means, right? Not to mention Izumi. It's hard to ban him out, so he gets one of his staple picks. Could have gone for the Recon, but went for the Thresh anyways.
Well, on top of that too, like I think these subs, like I was saying before, while they are not just like bad players compared to the stars of AWU and 15, I feel like AWU and 15 are just too big of staples on the side of TPR to sub out like that, and it's definitely showing in the playstyle that TPR has now. I mean, it's like it looks like they're not even like really playing as much of a team as they were with 15 and AWU.
Yeah.
From what I've seen so far.
Yeah. I mean, they... all of their early game aggression out the window, right? Prism didn't gank at all, pretty much. And if he did, nothing came of it. And they just got nothing done. They've seeded everything over. All 3 dragons, the Baron, the Elder. They have not properly contested anything. And with this Zillion pick, you would kind of hope that, they'd find some big stuns, that they'd be able to go aggressive with Viper Fang and get the, the respawn for him, or maybe even onto someone like Sonic. That can be a huge amount of regen health. If you kill this tank and he comes back with full health, you legitimately have to kill him twice. It's going to be very difficult, but they've been saving it, and they just haven't got anything done with it because by the time they use the Zillion ult, their front line is dead. There's still 4 enemies up. You're not going to find anything with that. So Amp, with the Elder, gonna be pressuring in these towers going into the base.
It looks like they're just gonna tank this top tower.
Yeah, possibly trying to bait in as Bliss has come in from behind, misses everything though. So they're just focusing it down. They don't need that backdoor bonus to be removed. So again, Bliss is going in, just going to get hit by a double stun, taking a lot of damage. So Let's Bounce might get him out, but he just burns down. Viper Fang with the pop. Now Sonic Abs coming in here with that Righteous Glory. Going to be getting a pretty good slow off. There goes Nezumi. He's dead. Now the Unstoppable Onslaught. How many does it land onto? Just the Poppy for now. That's still a pretty decent target as long as the Keeper's Verdict doesn't get too many hits done. Now Spoderon trying to run away here, but here comes Samuel and Viper Fang. The Chain of Corruption finally lands. He should be falling down here. No flash for him. The Decimating Smash. He's gone. And a killing spree for Viper. Frontline Varus finally starting to get some gold into his pocket. About to hit that Infinity Edge.
Yeah, Lexalt missing everybody, I think, except for Prism that time. So a lot of that damage that's just been putting Viper behind, not being able to get into these fights, missed. And so he was just able to just sit there and auto pretty much anybody that walked towards them. They were able to kite back and still survive Zac, not being able to get the Let's Bounce off before they just bursted him down. And then Varus surviving and then just running down the rest of rest of Amp.
Yep. Yeah, they got a lot of gold there. I don't think they really got any shutdowns, but still managed to get themselves a little bit of an advantage. The Baron is up and all of Amp to boot, except for the Poppy. So they're not going to be able to get too much done here, but a little bit of vision control maybe going their way. And hopefully they don't seed over a 3rd Baron. Would it be a 3rd? This would be their second.
Yeah, this game is their second.
And oh my god, Sam's going to get caught again. It might be a little bit of a bait, though, as here comes the Cocoon. Sam with the nice 6 skin, going to be keeping him alive. He's not going to burn down quite yet. Now Sonic Abs trying to run away as well. Sam does have ult. He can recall and try and ult back into position if Amp go for this Baron. TPR needs to start getting a little bit of better wards out. You can actually place one just right outside the Baron pit because most teams don't put a control ward out there. And rarely do they actually sweep right outside of it either because they expect all the wards to be inside. So that's one thing I kind of want to start seeing from Samuel when he's not getting caught out by these hooks is to maybe find a little bit better wards as a Carcion. A nice chunk of damage onto Prism, but he's going to get flashed on the... Oh, definitely not worth the flash there from Viper Fang. You need to recognize that she has cleansed. Sure, you got more sums, but I'd argue that having that flash on the Varus is more important than on this Lux who can do whatever she wants from the back line.
Yeah. Yeah, and Lux just being probably one of the other longest range damage dealing champions in the game. Definitely is up there when it comes to long range poke.
Yeah.
Very annoying to deal with. Poppy getting the stone plate. She's very, very tanky now.
Yeah, it's going to be almost impossible to kill her. Luckily, Varus has gone for that hybrid on-hit crit build, so he does true damage. He does percent health. He's got a lot on board for himself, so we can eventually start kind of breaking through these tanks, but not going to be one-shotting them.
The last team fight. Oh, did we do game time for this one? I think.
I
What
think
was
we
it?
did. Let's see
Was
how
it
many
over?
people voted. Yeah, it's definitely over. Everyone said
Okay.
everybody voted over. All 2 people that voted. But here comes the Baron start. Again, Kai'Sa is going to destroy this buff. Elise needs to find her way around here as Spike, trying to find himself with a double bomb. It is going to land the stun, but it still gets picked up by Bliss. He secures it this time. And now they're looking for a potential engage. The Elastic Slingshot not going to find too many people. The Stretching Strike's no one to answer. And this Kai'Sa really starting to hurt with these Ws.
Yeah, again, Prism just nowhere inside of these objectives. Like they know these objectives are up, and like last time, like when these objectives were up, like they were just surrounding them, like making sure that Amp wasn't gonna get them for free. And now it just feels like they're just giving these away. Like again, Prism was either coming from base or on the blue side when Baron was up, and just not in range to walk there fast enough after they started.
Yeah, and part of it is that, oh my god, that was really scary. That's going to give Amp so much pressure here with the Baron. There's no Hyper Carry anymore. That is basically all of TPR's damage is Viper Fang Spike on the Zillion. He's got one damage spell, right? He's literally a one-track, like, champion. Nice Keeper Verdict is going to keep him out here, but the freeze wave from Sonic Abs going to be slowing the advance. The towers are just melting down. Amp doesn't care for the kills, as now they find a death sentence onto the Tom Ken. She's going to get really low. Another ult coming out from the Lux. OG Prism forced to run back into the fountain. It's not too long of a walk, but there goes Sonic. He should be falling down. Bliss gets himself a kill. Now the towers back in the focus of Amp. They're going to be going forward again. Triple Mountain Drake going to be burning these things down as they want to go forward. The Nexus is in their eyes. A nice hook lands again. The Killer Instinct's in. Everybody for TPR is dead, and Amp are going to even this setup. We're going to take it to Game 5. No Silver Scrapes coming through, but you know that if we had the rights to it, we'd probably be playing it.
Yeah, TPR definitely rethink like what they're doing with their strategy because they definitely just felt like completely lost in that series or in that game. They just were not understand like it just didn't feel like they understood like who was on the right page, and everything they were doing just felt like everybody was on their own page. Sam just still again this game just randomly sitting still out of nowhere. And then Spike and Viper kind of getting caught most of the time in these fights. Spike was kind of doing his own thing. Viper consistently caught overstepping. Definitely going to have to change something.
Yeah. It's not happening. I'm not playing it. But yeah, and I mean, Amp are starting to play pretty decently, a lot better than in the first 2 games. But I also feel like TPR just they held the ball, and without even recognizing it, the ball is no longer in TPR's hand. I'm not going to say they dropped it, but by golly, a magician came by, and that ball is just completely gone. TPR has no power in this set anymore.
Yeah.
So pretty good job there from Amp. Who are you thinking for MVP this game?
This game probably Bliss or Gummy. Bliss did a really good job this game of setting up the rest of his team to pretty much win the rest of the game. And then Gummy also played really well, getting the damage off that he needed, being in the right spots, other than the one time that he, for some reason, ulted into 5 of TPR members to kill a Scion
Yeah.
ulting away.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Gummy had probably their best game of this set so far. Put the carry pants on, hunkered down, got them through this game. Did really well. Got the quick double kill early on.
That up arrow was meant to be for your strike, but
Yeah,
Mizumi
I knew what you
somehow
meant.
tied.
Good damage numbers from both Lux and Kai'Sa, both of them at 40,000. Definitely a solid job there. And yeah, I mean, we're going into game 5. Go ahead and start inviting people. I kind of want to see 15 back. Not that it's felt like Spike did bad, but I think 15 just with that hard carry potential, as long as they hit a Carcion's pool like they did, I feel like 15 is going to be able to take over the game again, and there's no reason to not bring him in. And I think Viper did okay, but again, Awu also was just a little bit more
He's also
consistent.
solid.
I think as long as they play the pick ban properly, I don't feel like it was the players that were letting them down in those 2 games, or in game 3. Game 4, I think it might have had a little bit to do with some of the players in there, but I think if they just play the pick ban the way that they were in the first 2 games, I think they'll be fine. I think they can still easily take this set. I think Prism needs to start playing aggressive again, right? Get back kind of on that train where he's actually contesting what Bliss is doing, rather than just hard farming on Elise, right? Elise is a gank heavy champion, and he just sat in his jungle for the first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and they also definitely too need to figure out what this issue is with Sam, because he also has just been getting caught time and time again, along with Fiber, just randomly like sitting in random spots for no reason, like not moving. So I'm not sure, like we were talking about before, if it's lag or what it is, but there definitely needs to be something talked about if there is an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is going to be Viper and Spike in again. This is game 5. We are going the distance. Amp looking for that reverse sweep versus TPR. TPR came out so strong the first game. Game 2 was very scary, but Prism with back-to-back Baron steals when he had absolutely no right for either one. You guys can listen to Silver Scrapes on your own time.
You know, you can play it in the background and still listen to us.
Right.
Because we don't play any music in the background.
You can listen to it yourself. Yeah, I'd be much more willing to play it if I hadn't played the Spanish Flea and gotten a strike on my YouTube account for some reason for it. Nobody knows what the hell the Spanish Flea is. Like, why would they care? Whereas Silver Scrapes is actually a song used by the company I'm competing with for viewers. So...